Alright, you know, we should probably, like... You know what, I'm in the zone. I was gonna do some challenges, but we're in the zone. Let's try to get some more, like, Tainted unlocks, man. And there's some characters that are Jones, and... I just love playing as Tainted Forgotten. Okay, so what do you need as Tainted Forgotten? Here's your seed, by the way. Millie, Twilly, Willy, Millie. You know Dan's little bit there. I'm not gonna steal it from him. Oh yeah, also known as Cursed Yeetus. Dan's gonna love this character when he unlocks him. There's no doubt about that. I forgot it places the bomb where you are, but that's okay. We need to do boss rush and hush, ideally. Let's do that. Hey, Demon Baby! I can't not hit you with Demon Baby. I'm sorry. I wish it weren't the case, but it is. By the way, thank you, Cockatoo, for the gifted subs. And Farticus, don't think I didn't see those earlier when I was in the banter hole. I saw him. Thank you, Farticus. You won't get away with it. HP. Not good. Okay. Boss rush, hush. Boss rush, hush. That means we want to keep a move on. But we don't need to go so insanely fast on floor 1. There's lots of potential leverage here. Boss rush, hush. Well, like, I gotta... Hold on. What's, So this is boss rush. This is hush. What are the other ones that you need in order to find this stuff? In order to get everything unlocked on the posted? There's 4 things, right? Dark room and chest. Okay, so you have to pretty much do the whole game. Fair enough. I'm not trying to rush it down. I'm glad that there's so much meat on the bones here, you know? Dude, low key, you know, one of the things I'm excited about when we enter a post-COVID world eventually, Whole Foods hot bar coming back. Just a little expensive, don't get me wrong. But to be at the grocery store and be like, I don't know what we're gonna do for dinner, and then just be like, hey, do you wanna like fill up a couple tubs with some buffet style food and go home and eat it? It hits the spot, man. What do you want me to say? It hits the spot. Very convenient. But now they don't do it at Whole Foods right now because of COVID, obviously, but... I'm looking forward to it coming back, assuming it's coming back. We might live in a post-buffet universe. You know, I was gonna say we better not, but to be honest with you, I'm not all that stressed out about the buffet. Like, I said it once, I said it before. We're rushing, we're rushing. That's what we want to do. I don't feel like the buffet is all that. Like... There have been some buffets where I've been pleased. And, like, every once... I feel like if you go to, like, a really high-end, expensive buffet, it's nice. Otherwise, there's a lot of, like, you know, you're sacrificing quality for variety, or maybe even just volume. And you usually, like, you overpay for the experience of a buffet, in my personal opinion. That's my take on it. Like, I remember, so the first time I ever rode on the BC ferry from Vancouver to Victoria, we paid like $7 extra, and that got us access to this, like, I don't even know what it's called, like the executive lounge or something like that. The executive lounge was basically just a room where you had somebody yell at people for being too loud, which was actually like a pretty nice value. And then secondarily, they gave you free cheese and crackers. Now, it wasn't like top-end stuff, but still, like, I'm not a little bit of black diamond cheddar and some saltines. I'm not against that. But everybody was like, when we were getting ready to go on the ferry, everybody's like, as soon as you get on, I'm rushing to the buffet because I want to make sure, like, I'm at the front of the line for the buffet. And then, So the next time, I was like, we gotta go to the buffet. Everybody's talking about the buffet, like it's so amazing, apparently. We went to the buffet, and I was like, this kind of sucks. Like, genuinely, I would have rather just eaten at the White Spot, which is like the fast food chain on the ferry. Yeah, it's called White Spot. Get over it. It's delicious. Okay, hold on. I don't know what to do here. So I'm going to take both of them because I am afraid of being called a coward. So let's do it. And we're Russian. But we got a little time. We got a little time. I just like it. I don't know. Like, I've been to good buffets. Breakfast buffet at the Paris Hotel in Las Vegas when I was there for Champions of Fire 1. I mean, I feel like a breakfast buffet is one of the best kinds of buffets, right? It's maybe the only meal that tends to be elevated in quality by the buffet style. You get fruit. You might have somebody running like their own omelet bar, or maybe like there's a hot waffle iron or something like that. Like there's potential positives there. But almost every other type of cuisine, I'm like, I don't know. I bet there's good Indian buffets, don't get me wrong, but most of the Indian buffets I've been to in my life have not held a candle to what you would expect from that price of Indian food at a sit-down restaurant. Like, you get to sample a lot of different things, which is nice, but I'm always like, the papadam is like weirdly kind of chewy, and like I don't know, the naan just doesn't have the kind of the je ne sais quoi I'm looking for, I guess. All you can eat Brazilian steaks, for sure. No doubt about, or Brazilian steakhouses, I should say, for sure. However, definitely they can get pretty expensive as well. But that's what I don't disagree. I feel like the best kind of buffet you can get is actually like an expensive buffet. Like a cheap buffet, you sacrifice usually the quality of the food for variety and volume. But at an expensive buffet, it's like you're paying through the nose, but you're kind of getting the best of both worlds, I guess. Okay, this is a cool synergy here. Done. Saved. Just like a single key. Just throwing out there that like a single key would really hit the spot right now. Caffeine pill. No thank you. We might get a planetarium on this floor. And don't get me wrong, dude, you know, you're absolutely right. And I guess maybe this is why they don't do it anymore. The Pizza Hut lunch buffet was the dream. Like, for the price of half of a large pizza, you can eat an infinite amount of pizza. The only downside that you get with that is that sometimes they don't put out the kind of pizza that you want. Like, when I go to the Pizza Hut lunch buffet, I would only want meat lovers. But you know they're putting out, they're like, hey, another cheese. We're putting out okay, and then like maybe every once in a while they'll throw them a bone. They'll be like, here comes a Supreme. But you're like, I don't really like the Pizza Hut green peppers. I'm gonna wait it out. Like, you can't do that. But in terms of, you know, you get the average quality of Pizza Hut plus the volume of, you know, all you can eat. That's good stuff. I love Pizza Hut, by the way, and I know, like, I have very bad fast food takes. I also enjoy Kentucky Fried Chicken from time to time, so I would not suggest, like, I'm in the right on this one. I'm merely suggesting that, you know, if you're ever driving by Pizza Huts and you're like, you know, I wonder why these still exist. I mean, I haven't eaten at one in, like, 12 years, but if I made more dinner decisions, I would. You'd be seeing even more of them. Is Popeyes a thing in Vancouver? Popeyes is not. I don't think there is a Popeyes in Vancouver, but they're slowly kind of spreading across Canada. So I think that there's a chance they might be here soon. The fried chicken market here is weird. There's a lot of There's a lot of KFC, and then there's a ton of Korean fried chicken restaurants. And then, I'm trying to think of what else. Well, Jollibee is like starting to make a presence here. I'm very annoyed, by the way. Like, I've been going to bat for the Jollibee Corporation, despite having never eaten there, just because I'm getting hyped up and like we've been inside for 16 months. So I have like, you know, I gotta just find hobbies like hyping up restaurants I've never been to. Then I looked at their website, and Jollibee Canada, they've actually opened up a fried chicken restaurant in Saskatchewan before they opened one up in British Columbia. Like, do you just want to make no money? No offense to my Saskatchewan viewers, but I mean, like, come on. The nerve. We're going to ignore, like, the Tri-Cities. Not to mention, I mean, like, Vancouver, Surrey, Burnaby, Coquitlam, New Westminster, and they're like, nah, we're going to put one, like, in the Ryokan Center in, you know, North Battleford, Saskatchewan. Like, honestly, I had to rethink whether or not I even, like, want to support a company like that in the future. But, you know, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. One thing you should know about me is I'm not scared of anything. So let's just take this and move on. That being said, I'm a little nervous that we're gonna die, which I guess was what we should have been scared of in the first place. Oh, let's go. Okay, now we're talking. If we get to a second secret room too, Hematomesis could do a lot of work for us. Look at the bowling balls on this guy. Yo, did you see Jack Black was trending yesterday? Love that guy, man. I've never met him, I just find him humorous, but what was he trending for? Basically, like, literally the sentiment I just said, which was that people like Jack Black. Something went viral that had, like, it was related to School of Rock, and then everybody was like, you know, oh, Jack Black, love that guy. I was like, I don't disagree, man. It was the saxophone clip. Oh, man. I love the saxophone clip. I will say, though, like, okay. So, it was like a year ago. It was over a year ago, okay? This is huge. It does cost... We don't need... Not yet. But there was, like, a viral Monster Hunter tweet that was, like, Jack Black playing the saxophone, but it was like overcut with something on top of it that was like, you know, the buffs that you'd get from the hunting horn in Monster Hunter. And I quote tweeted it and was like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. My only memory is like one dude getting in my mentions like, so are you gonna give credit to like the original maker of this? And I was like, I didn't steal it. I just quote tweeted it. You gotta get, but then like the original person that made it, I guess, was not like a known quantity or whatever. So that you couldn't go after them for original credit, so they had to go after me for original credit instead, even though I didn't steal it in the first place. And I was just like, come on, man. It's like, that's not how the culture on Twitter works. The person making the original tweet is responsible for giving the credit. Now I'm the scapegoat just because I laughed at it. Anyway, that was like that was March 2020. Very quickly, we found some real things to be concerned about from that point onwards. So, you know, it's kind of water under the bridge, but it's your fault for not hiring a private investigator to find the original author. That's the thing, man. We're gonna need to get like meme historians. We're gonna need to get like ombudsmans pretty soon. As I see you retweeted a meme from Person X. Don't you know that 7 years ago, Person X was accused of, you know, doing something nasty? I really am surprised to see that you would retweet funny animal picture from Person X. And I'm like, oh my god, man, I just thought it was a dog, and then the dog looks like it has Eugene Levy's eyebrows. Is it just sue me, okay? Just go ahead, give me a subpoena. If I'm going down, I want to go down laughing. Get him. There we go. Okay, we're definitely going to make it the boss rush. That item existing is an insult, so we'll just move on. It's an insult that that item exists. Don't you know that dogs only have Eugene Levy's eyebrows under extreme duress? Got him. I don't know, man. Like, this doesn't have to be like another social media bit. I'm sure like half these people are trolling, but there was like, you see the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse viral tweet, and it was just DMs from people that are like, I can't help but notice that your Twitter avatar is like Raymond. My friend is, ships themselves with Raymond from Animal Crossing, and it gives her a great deal of stress to see that he is in your avatar because it makes her think that he's cheating on her. So if you could please remove that and issue an apology, that would be great. And you're just like, you gotta remind yourself, you know, A, could be trolling. B, if they're not trolling, they're probably like 14 years old. And then that, you know, it's the thing is on the internet, it's hard to tell. You know, unless people put like their age in their bio or something like that, you just kind of assume everybody's like your age. So I'm always like, who's this 33-year-old bald guy tweeting me about this? You gotta care way less about this sort of stuff. But then I'm like, wait a minute. There are people on Earth that were like born after the year 2005. Like, I gotta remember that. No, Twitter's been pretty good for me lately. I got nothing's wrong with my Twitter lately. I will say there was a tweet that was like, someone was like, should I tell NL I was the me personally, was the inspiration for them starting streaming? And then I was like, oh, that's nice. And then I came back like half an hour later, and there were like 8 replies from like 2 people having a conversation. Not a mean conversation at all, but just like, skus, what is this? Skus. And I was like, maybe I'll mute them. And then I thought, no, they said something nice. They're just, you know, you didn't even get inconvenienced. You're just like, you know, it's too Larry David-esque. I'm like, 2 people are talking near me. That being said, it is polite to untag a person on Twitter if they're not, you know, if they're not a part of the conversation to begin with. So I would appreciate it in the future if you would do it. I don't know why I thought that would work. Okay, we're on Dank Depths 1. More money, please. Yeah, people, I mean, some of Twitter's features are like pretty, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Maybe like slightly obtuse. Like anytime I use a .@ on a tweet, people like, a lot of people don't know what .adding is. .adding is when you want to address a tweet to somebody, but that you also want your followers to see it. If you just @ them, only people that follow both of you will see it. If you .at, it'll show it to all of your followers. Then people are like, what are you doing with this .at? And I'm like, you mistyped, there's a dot there. And I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about, man. Okay, hold on. We can't do this, we need HP. We need HP. Is that true? Yeah, that's the .at, man. Like, that's why I .at brands. I mean, you don't have to use a dot, you know, you could use like a slash or whatever, but the etiquette is that you like use a dot. You should always .at brands. Because the .at is almost like a, you know, it's like a shot on the bow. It's like, hey, brand, all my followers will see this. Like, if I was gonna tweet HelloFresh, you best believe there was gonna be a dot in front of that. Excuse me, HelloFresh, why are we paying $80 a week for 6 meals, and then you're also sending us a bunch of junk mail from Hakeem Optical. I'm still cooking that one up in the cooker. Yeah, that's how you gotta tweet bubbly from now on as well. That's not a callback. I'm still mad about it. That's a call forward, if anything. Did you know? Okay, someone in chat said, ooh, that's okay. Someone in chat said it's because they're worried you're not eating enough carrots. I only found this out a little while ago. Did you know that whole carrot giving you better eyesight stuff is like a myth from the Second World War? I guess the British had like a surplus of carrots or something like that, and they were like, yeah, you gotta eat these, it makes your eyes better. And here we are, like, you know, 80 years later, going like, eat your carrots. Oh no, it was a radar thing or so. Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, long story short, like, it's a freaking lie. You should still eat carrots. I'm sure they're good for you. They're also pretty delicious, but... Oh, okay, yeah, I understand now. They were like, our anti-aircraft gunners eat a lot of carrots. That's why they're able to spot the warplanes. It wasn't just, it wasn't just radar. Yeah, okay, I understand. Okay. Is there an Eternal Heart? There's an Eternal Heart up there. NL, do you like celery? This isn't gonna be like, how about you know, celery these nuts or something, right? I bet I like celery more than the average person. I know it's not a competition, but if it were, I think I would be in the running. Thank you, sir. I enjoy celery. It's like spicy water. We don't need Tinted Skull. Don't worry about that. You don't you worry, your pretty tiger head. We're gonna get you home to Tyson in your cozy tiger bed. Then we're gonna find our best friend Doug, and then we're gonna give him a best friend hug. Rat Jam, thank you. That's from The Hangover. If you weren't there, then you don't know. But if you were there, you don't remember. Ooh. No, no! What are we at? Oh, I missed Boss Rush! Got me talking about Twitter. I missed Boss Rush, dude. It's alright. We can still make Hush. Can of corn and I'll be alright. Girl Boss Rush. Dude, I can't make those jokes. I don't know what they mean. I don't have the necessary context to protect myself. No, we still gotta fight Hush. Yeah. Yeah, it's a Chib thing. I can't just repeat the Chib tweets. It's gonna get me in trouble. Because I never delete tweets unless I spelled something wrong. And even then, sometimes, I'm like, I can't delete it because then they'll know I'm owned. Chib deletes stuff all the time. Like, 2 days ago, he tweeted something like, I'm gonna try something new. And I clicked the heart button on it. Opened up my phone like an hour later. It was like, this tweet is not available. I was like, what tweet? It was that tweet. Now I don't even know what he did. I don't even know what kind of new stuff he tried. This is what we're looking for. He deleted the hamster tweet I was looking for. I'm telling you, man, he's a serial deleter. But I honestly think, like, that's the dream. Why would you ever leave a tweet up after, like, it didn't perform? Artificial scarcity, exactly. You gotta be a tier 3 subscriber to get a list of archived tweets. I delete like 40% of my tweets. I hear you. I mean, there's really no value in leaving them up. Unless, if you got something that's done such incredible numbers, like, it'll get resurfaced years later. Maybe, but then, like, apart from that, I think there's, like, it's just a disease in the human brain, right? Like, there's sometimes where I'm like, I should tweet this. And then I tweet it, and then, like, a day later, I look at the tweet, and I'm like, why did I tweet that? But in the moment, it was like a burning desire. It was like, people have to see this, it'll be hilarious. Then I look at it the next day, and I'm like, it's not so funny. It wasn't really that funny in the first place. Your mind plays tricks on you. Yeah. Yeah, you know, like, I don't know what people did in, like, the 1800s. I guess they just sat around the dinner table, and they would, like, some dumb stuff would pop in their head, and then they'd be like, I gotta say it, and then they'd say it. And then the day later, they'd be like, why didn't I say something so foolhardy in front of Veruca, or something like that? Okay, we're going to hush. That's no problem. This is already bad, so I'm not sweating it. And a day later, they all died from scurvy. Exactly. They wrote it in the newspaper. You know, there's a good punchline in there somewhere. We have to take this. Like, you gotta respect, like, when somebody leaves an angry comment on something, they might actually just regret it, like, a couple of hours later. But, like, back in the day, you had to, like, when you were angry, you had to write a letter to the editor in your newspaper. Like, you had to get out, like, a piece of paper and then a pen and write a bunch of stuff down. And, like, while you were writing, you had to maintain, like, the state of mind that prompted you to start writing the letter in the first place. And they're like, "Dear Sir or Madam, I hope this letter finds you in good health." You know, it's like, I can't be angry about anything for longer than 1 hour. It doesn't work. Yeah, then you'd, like, lick the envelope and put a stamp on it. Then you put it in your mailbox. It's probably a frickin' Saturday. You gotta wait until Monday for the mail carrier to come up and pick it up. You know, there's gotta be times where, somebody has, like, written a letter to the editor, and then by the time, like, it got printed in the newspaper, they were like, I don't stand by those words anymore. I'm a changed man. I remain, as always, your obedient servant. Money equals damage? Yeah, so look at that. More money. More money, less problems. Alright, it seems pretty solid. What's the most archaic service that's still used all the time? It's gotta be the postal service, right? Okay, first off, shut up. Like, the postal service is actually sick. Let me know when the internet invents a way to transport matter from point A to point B. You know, like, I get, like, when you're sending a personal letter or something like that, you'd probably rather send, like, a text or an email or something like that. But that service sends packages all around the world. I can put, like, 2 stamps on a package in Vancouver, address it to St. John's, Newfoundland, and it'll be there in, like, 3 days. That's magic. But I feel like the most antiquated thing that we use, it's gotta be, like, I don't know, I feel like sewers are, like, simultaneously, like, incredibly modern, but also, like, they work on age-old principles or something like that. Fax machines? I mean, that's crazy to think of. If fax machines are the oldest, like, I mean, they were probably only invented in, like, maybe the 60s or something. Toilets? You know what? Could be toilets. Yeah, it always blows my mind when I remember that the New York subway system is like 130 years old or something. How the heck were they doing that stuff back in the early or the late 1800s, man? That's crazy. Anyway, dude, I love the Postal Service, and I like, I'll be honest, I'm probably one of the only millennials that likes the actual Postal Service more than the bands with Ben Gibbard and Jimmy Tamborello. I love the Postal Service. I still mail my tax installments, man. I don't know, like, it doesn't make any sense. I've said it before, there was like, and for anybody that, you know, is always wondering the impetus of why I don't just, like, auto-pay online. There was one, I had handled all my stuff with electronic payments and thought that I was a genius. And then one year, I got a letter in the mail, a very serious letter from our tax service in Canada. And it was like, hey, it's the end of the year, you owe us like $1 billion. And you just like, the logic section of your brain just shuts down, right? You're just like, I don't even know what the heck is going on. So it took until the like adrenaline wore off, and I started investigating like the books and stuff like that. And then I was like, I'm pretty sure that I actually owe them the exact amount of money that I sent them. So something about this doesn't seem right. And then I called them, and they were like, oh yeah, it seems like you actually did pay. We just put it in, like, the wrong bucket. Like, we put it in next year's taxes instead of, like... We gotta go dark room, man. There's no choice on this one. We're gonna die. Yeah, I don't know if it was my bad or if it was their bad. But, basically, it was like... Hey, when you sent us, like, X amount of dollars, which is the exact amount that we said you owed... We thought you wanted that to be like a prepayment for next year instead of like the money that you have to pay us this year or you're gonna go to jail. And I was like, that's not the case, believe it or not. But I kind of feel like that's just accounting to begin with. You know, if you put something in, you know, column A and it doesn't look good, then you're like, can I get away with putting this in column B? And they're like, oh yeah, absolutely. Why didn't you say so? Then again, I don't know anything about accounting, so... What do I know? So that's why I mail my taxes every year. Because then, like, I write, and I'm sure you could do this electronically, but it was, like, I have, like, a little trauma associated with it, right? Like, I have, like a little PTSD, honestly. And so now on every check that I send in, I write on the check, you know, this is like April 2021 fiscal year installment 4 of 12 or whatever. And then I'm like, you put that in the wrong bucket, you're gonna, you know, you got some splaining to do. Let's put it that way. No, don't even. I live in Europe and my government does taxes for me. I just realized I'm Kirk Van Houten. I write my installments on my check in a big pen. Is that what you do, Homer from Belgium? Oh, my government does my taxes for me. Oh, right. Just a little extra spirit heart counts. Every extra spirit heart counts. Yeah. That's true, I guess. In North America, they do your taxes for you. They just don't tell you the result. And then if you get it wrong by enough, then you might go to prison, I think, is the option there. I think that's overstated, but I think the onus is on you to be like, actually, IRS, you're wrong. They probably won't. They They won't throw you in prison. They'll just be like, give us all of your money, like, forever. Or you'll go to prison. Something like that. But I don't know. This, again, it's not my area of expertise. I was laughing, though, because, like, I apologize to Bear. I don't think this is sensitive info at all. But, you know, it's not my story to tell, but I'm going to tell it anyway. But I guess, like, Bear from last year, he had, like, a nice tax refund that he was supposed to get. But then, like, obviously, like, you know, 2020 happened, and a lot of the wheels of bureaucracy sort of slowed down. So he, like, didn't get his refund for a long, long time. And then, like, he got it around the same time that he had to start filing for 2021. And you're like, I mean, I guess what are you gonna do? You can't really, be like, actually, I'm not gonna, like, pay this or whatever, but definitely is like, okay, I didn't know you could do that. You could just be like, you know that refund that you're owed? We're actually just not gonna give it to you until you now owe us. So we'll be taking that back. Dude, we're gonna get some of those items. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. He's so slow. Yeah, Darkroom gives devil deals now, which is actually, like, awesome, except in this one kind of unique case. In cases where you're quite low on HP, it's not as good as getting 7 troll bombs and a single spirit heart like things used to work. But it makes the path much more fun. That combined with the fact that the negative gives you a nice, like, damage bonus. What the heck? Is this allowed? How are you alive? Like, just be honest. I'm a little upset that you're the strongest enemy that's ever existed. Those guys have boss armor. Oh, no. Anyway, I know nobody likes the finance talk. I'm just explaining why I love the postal service and why I'm also the only person under, like, 40 years of age that still, like, has a checkbook. That's pretty much the end. That's all I got. Like I said, I came to terms with the fact that, you know, the efficient market hypothesis is probably largely correct, and as a result, now I have no reason to keep, you know, having investing being a hobby, and I'm just kind of, I'm lost and I'm adrift. I'm gonna have to get into another hobby that's really annoying to hear other people talk about, like meal prep or cryptocurrency or something like that. I don't know, what's CrossFit? Okay, there's always, that would be beneficial probably, yeah. I don't want to be here. I've decided I don't want to be here. I could get really into Facebook. That's what a lot of people do. Become one of those Facebook guys. Bro, if we win this run, it's like true miracle hours. Hey, come here. Dummy. Wait a minute, does this even help? Explain this to me. How? Because the head won't take damage, but the only thing that will do damage is Demon Baby, right? I don't want to, like, let Demon Baby win the run. Like, that's so sad. Ah, you gotta do, I guess. You gotta do what you gotta do. Put it in cinematic mode, remove the score from the screen temporarily. Wow, we're actually just dead, huh? What do you mean move? You can move, just don't shoot. Oh, I see, I see. Oh, we almost got freed. Okay, no. Here's how we do it, okay? We just wait for the hush to push the enemy out of here so that we don't die. You can move, and as soon as I move, I'm gonna activate my hitbox. I'm gonna get hit. No, you won't? Oh, you're absolutely right. Yeah, okay. He's baiting? There's no way? There's no way. This is the first time I've seen this interaction on this character that just entered the game 10 seconds ago. I sort of still don't understand. This is really good, though. I like that. It's a bug. So as long as I never shoot, I can't be killed. Correct. Okay. As long as the bones stay still. Now my friends call me Bones. Alright, well, that's an easy win. You can still carry him, too? I guess, you know, that makes sense. You could carry him with Akeldama or whatever this is called. That's exclusively a Michigan commercial. Utica? Heavens no, it's an Albany expression. What's your opinion on the 2007 hit movie Stardust starring Claire Danes? Believe it or not, I've actually seen it. I know it also has Robert De Niro in it. I think it's a pretty good movie. I believe, if I remember correctly, I think I enjoyed watching the movie. But it was a long time ago. Let's just chill out, man. Yeah, I think Michelle Pfeiffer's in that one. Am I crazy? Is Nathan Fillion in that one? I feel like that's a Nathan Fillion joint. Henry Cavill's in that? I had no idea, man. Yeah, it almost got me. What kind of drink is that? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Oh, no! Well, worth it, worth it. It's a Spark Mouth. It's Spark Mouth, sweetie. The greatest sparkling water brand in Canada. We're just chilling. Why the bubbly fallout? I've said it before, I'll say it again. And again, I don't think bubbly did anything wrong. It's just the nature of the business, I guess. You know, I surreptitiously slipped into Bubbly's mentions on Twitter a few times. I said, hey, Bubbly. Loving the bubbly. Sometimes they hit me with like a quote, tweet, smiley face, or a thumbs up or something like that. And I waited for perhaps some more overtures to be made in an economic sense. Perhaps they would slide into the DMs and be like, what? They would slide into the DMs perhaps and you know, be like, hey, let's sponsor this guy. He seems like a good guy. He's got a great following. Was waiting on a reply there, to which one was never received. Hank Green made a tweet, how do I stop drinking soda? 17 nanoseconds later, they replied to his tweet and said, hey, can you follow us? We need to DM you real quick. We got a great idea. And that was it. For me, that was it. That was when I said, you know what? Why am I giving free advertising to this brand that doesn't know I exist just because I didn't write The Fault in Our Stars or teach a bunch of 6th graders, you know, about the water column? Maybe it's time for me to get with a brand that, you know, I'll just buy it because it's a superior product and a local business. And that they don't even have a social media presence. I'm not fishing just for sponsorships. I'm just fishing for the best sparkling water, which means that I've gotten myself off the bubbly train, and now I'm exclusively drinking Sparkmouth. The end. That's the end of the story. Just one of those classic business disputes you hear about, like a Daniel Plainview situation. Happens all the time. If it happens once, it happens 1,000 times. Dude, this is gonna take so long. I can't believe I'm gonna do this. I drink your bubbly. I drink it up. Thank God. Oh, dude, you're right. They might spawn delirium. Hey, Normac, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Much appreciated. That makes up for the guy who said he was going to leave because I was talking about taxes too much. I really appreciate it. We're now back to neutral on this run. I appreciate it. We've made it back to neutral. We'll probably lose a few more because this is not really the most honorable way to defeat the game. But, you know, sometimes zero, like treading water is good enough, man. I can live with that. Is this a new character or a new item? It's kind of both. Like, so this is Tainted Forgotten. So you play as the spirit and you can throw the skulls to generate extra damage. Quite a lot of extra damage, to be real. But then we also have Nod Leaf, and apparently I think it's bugged, or maybe this is working as intended, but Nod Leaf gives you basically complete invincibility as long as you never shoot or touch any buttons on your keyboard. I think I almost just lost the run because someone in chat said, what happens if you press bombs? And my brain didn't even run it past the executive function section, the prefrontal cortex. It just went, I'll just test it right now. And then thankfully I was in the middle of a sentence. So I didn't. And then I thought about it for half a second and was like, that will definitely 1000% kill me. Would have been great comedic timing, though. Not wrong. We're not using our bombs for anything anyway, so might as well check for secret rooms. No? Okay, fair enough. Just throw your skull right into the center and then leave to play chess. It's not a bad idea. Akeldama was doing some good stuff for us, though. Like when we were using Akeldama and then just walking around in a circle. I think there's some value to this as well. Man, a single orbital really would have helped out here, huh? No, we will be playing some chess on Friday, though. I still need to get the schedule completely drawn up, but the saga of this is that in the Overcooked Twitch Rivals, the team that came in second, you know, we were tweeting at each other on social media a little bit, and then Toph was like, he made an overture that Bubbly never did, about like, hey, if you want to get revenge, just play me in chess. And then we, like, you know, we worked on the schedule a little bit. I think we're going to get some chess done on Friday. No way, that's Pog? Oh, let's go. I'm glad to hear it. It's always nice when you're going to collaborate with someone, and then people are like, this is the best crossover, let's go. It's much better than when you're like, we're going to collaborate with this person, and everyone's like, ooh. You didn't see the news? No, not Levy. I was gonna originally do Akipus was gonna be my my chess teacher. No, we were not going to do a blind sandwich taste test with the ex spokesperson for Subway. Please. Dude, you know what? We got some HP. We could... No, let's not. Well, look, he's 90% dead. Don't even mess with him, man. You got him. You got him. There's no... If you watch, like, this whole stream, I apologize. Or, not the whole stream. There was a lot of good parts. But if you watch this whole run all the way through, I actually apologize. Like, you're a legend, but this was trash. I hate that I won that way, but I'm glad to see it gone.